Happy Saturday, everybody. All right, well, boy, oh boy. Before we talk into the baseball, I'll just let you guys know it's going to be a baseball and a college football video. If you just want the college picks, scroll down below or skip to the end to the best bets section, and that will give you that. But talk a little bit about baseball. Recap from yesterday. Absolute dog crap. The Padres, I think the moment was a little too big for them Padres because, man, they sucked. 2 hits. That's all they got. 2 hits. Absolutely crazy. But hats off to Darvish. I thought he threw well. I wouldn't change my pick. I feel like we were on the right side there in terms of where we should be. Outcome just wasn't there. But Darvish did what we were hoping he would do. He went in the 7th inning, for Christ's sakes. Ended up giving up a home run in the 7th, but prior to that, gave up 1 home run through 6 innings. I mean, threw an absolute gem. The Padres offense just freaking did not show up and just collapsed. I mean, it was, call it what it is. It was an epic choke on that offense. So we move on. Today we've got the Tigers, we've got the Guardians in Cleveland, Game 5. Who's going to the ALCS to face the Yankees? We'll see. My money, the Tigers. Spoiler alert. If we look at Cleveland, they've been hitting 250 off left-handed pitching in the series, but man, it feels like 150 or worse. That said, Tigers are still hitting better off lefties. 269 versus left-handed pitching so far in the playoffs. We look at Skubal, face this team in Game 2. He went 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. He does what Skubal does. He's faced this team 2 times this year. Talked about that in Game 2. Before he pitched, first game they faced him during the season. They actually got a lot of hits off of him. They got 10 hits, but they only got 1 earned run. So we look at Matthew Boyd, 4.2 innings pitched, 4 hits, no earned runs, 2 walks in his last appearance. My thing with Boyd, this is going to be the first time he's faced a team twice at all this year. So, will Detroit learn, right? Boyd doesn't have anything overpowering. He throws a lot of junk. He relies on movement. So, is the moment going to be a little too big for him is kind of what I'm wondering. Very similar to when we were on Cleveland in Game 4. I don't know if anybody watched Bybee. Holy God, that was scary. His mechanics were terrible. Everything was going high and away. So he was, if you've ever been a pitcher, right? So he's basically moving a little too fast, front shoulders flying open, arm lags behind, goes up and away every time. So I'm kind of curious if we'll see some nerves out of Boyd. I really kind of think we're going to get that. And I think we'll know that early if he's struggling to find the zone. That said, the Nerfy is like stupid juiced at like minus 185, so not touching that. We've got, it's going to be like 64 degrees. At game time, it's going to be a little bit cooler than that. We're going to have an 8-mile-an-hour wind blowing in south-southwest. So, ball's not going to be carrying. Wind's going to be blowing in. I like the under here. It's moved from 5.5 to 6. It's kind of stayed at 6 for a while. I hit the 6 last night. Yeah, it's really hard for me to think that they're just going to explode for runs. That said, who knows? Maybe they do. The only person that's really had any success off of Skubal is Jose Ramirez. He's 9 for 21 in his career. That said, he absolutely sucked last time he faced him, just like everybody else, right? Skubal, 7 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs. So they didn't do a whole lot against him. In my opinion, I think, 8-mile-an-hour wind, very cold weather, the under or the first 5, right? You get more value at the under. It's at minus 118, but you can take the Tigers' first 5. It's really juiced to like minus 160, but that's probably the best bet, right? If you're looking for a safer bet, I would say that's probably where I would go. But we'll talk about some other best bets that I have. Pitching report, if you guys want to screenshot this, maybe make some bets with it, what have you. Park factors, not great. Minus 16% home runs, minus 6% runs. We do see doubles and triples up. But Skubal on the mound, God, I just can't see this game going over. That said, hell, we were thinking last night they were going to go over, so they might score 27 runs tonight. Hard to say. All right, let's just get into the best bets. It's going to be a pretty short video today. All right, so on the baseball side, I'm giving you a lot of leans. I like the under, and I like Tigers' first 5. and I like Tigers money line. So the first three, these are bets that I've made today. The next three, highly likely will bet them, but we'll just put those in the lean category. Matthew Boyd under 3.5 Ks. Obviously, they're going to have very short leashes today. I think, like I said, my gut, the moment's a little big for Boyd. I don't think he's in the game as long as he was last time. Even if he does go into the fourth or fifth inning, there's definitely a chance he doesn't hit 4K. So I think there's just really good value at minus 15. Why did I do this? Because there's a lot of variances in the books, right? If you look at underdog, this is like minus 180, right? So we're going minus 180. Other books have it minus 140, right? Minus 115 here. It's just value. So I like that. Parker Meadows over 0.5 bases. This guy's been on fire. So why are we getting such good value here? It's because he generally bats near the top of the order. And today he is going to be batting significantly lower in the order. So I think he's projected to bat 7th today because it's a lefty. So we're getting a lot of value there on him. And then John Kinsey Noel under 0.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I mean, he's kind of a boomer bust dude. I don't know if you guys have seen this guy. He's jacked. So he can hit the ball a long way. He just struggles to make contact. So I think there's value here at minus 103. That's where I'm at on that. Parlays. The only parlay I put together, and I didn't put it in here, my bad. The parlay I like, and this is a parlay I've bet as well. It's Detroit first 5 and under 7 total runs. Pair those two together, it's plus 132. Just kind of want to go light on this game. Yesterday kind of soured me a little bit, I'll be honest. But just not a game I love, man. I think the Mets-Dodgers series tomorrow is going to be really good. That should be exciting series. This game right here, I mean, it's going to be an offensive struggle. Two teams that aren't exactly scoring a ton. AL Central heading up north. It just tends to be lower scoring. Like I said, the weather, the wind, everything's working against them. So definitely lean towards the Tigers. I feel like everyone's going to be on the Tigers today, though. So if you want to go the opposite way and fade that, who knows? Might be a great play. All right, let's talk a little bit about college. I'm excited for some college football today. Went with a little non-traditional picks, I think. I think most people are going to focus on the big games. I put my leans for the big games on here. A lot of times I avoid the big games. So the spreads are too big in a lot of cases. But we'll talk about that. So first play I like, Buffalo. So Toledo is taking on Buffalo. I like Buffalo plus 10.5. Probably, I wouldn't say my favorite play today. I think it's probably my second favorite play. But I like Buffalo plus 10.5. Huskies traveling to Iowa to take on the Hawkeyes. I just think the Huskies are the better team at the end of the day. Give me Huskies money line plus 125, 124. It's kind of moving back and forth a little bit. Let's see. Alabama Birmingham taking on Army. I like the under here, under 55.5. Little too high in my opinion. I think this should be closer to like 51, 52, somewhere in that range. So I'll take the under there. Northern Illinois versus Bowling Green. Give me Bowling Green minus 2.5. I like this one. This is probably, we'll call this third favorite play. My favorite play, Akron versus Western Michigan. Give me Western Michigan minus 9.5. I was also looking at the under in this game as well. So I would recommend one or the other, either minus 9.5 or the under. I could see potentially both hitting, I guess, but that wouldn't be too smart to play both. And then San Diego State University versus Wyoming. Give me the over 42.5. I like that one. But if we had to rank that one, I'd say that's probably, we'll call it last on this list of favorites. How about that? All right, big game leads. These are some big games today that I'm sure there's going to be a lot of action on. Mississippi State taking on Georgia. Give me Mississippi State plus 33.5. 33.5 is a lot. And I just don't know how Georgia comes out today. We'll have to see. But, man, 33.5, that's a ton of points. So I'll take the plus 33.5 there. Florida versus Tennessee. Give me the under. I like the under in this spot. Ole Miss versus LSU. I mean, it is hard to play in Death Valley, especially at night. That is That's asking a lot. So I'd take LSU on the money line there, just given the situation. That's going to be a raucous crowd. They're going to be booze fueled. Yeah, I just like LSU in that spot. Stanford. All right, let's go Ohio State versus Oregon. This is a game I will bet because I will be watching this. I am a Buckeyes fan, so there is some natural bias thrown in there. Uh, I would lean Ohio State. I just don't like that 3.5. I'll probably buy back a half a point and go -3, but I think money line's probably like the safest play. Stanford versus Notre Dame. I would say Stanford plus 23.5. This Notre Dame team isn't the most potent from an offensive perspective. 23.5 is a lot of points, so I'll take the plus 23.5 against them. And then Texas, Oklahoma should be a great game. I believe Ewers is going to be back today, so I think he has a pretty decent game. But 15.5 in Oklahoma, that's a lot. So I would take the plus 15.5. All right, that is going to do it for me. Boys and gals, appreciate everybody who subscribed yesterday. We ended up going over 300 subs, so the chase for 400 is on. So like the video, comment down below if you think there's a play I missed, or if you just want to give me shit for sucking yesterday, because we did. Well deserved if you'd like to. But other than that, I will catch you on the next video.